I've just suddenly realised I don't know if anybody actually heard anything I said there because I hadn't actually added myself to the stream. But we got people who are watching. Andrew English is watching. Tell you what, I'm going to leave it like that for a little while. I might as well. Let's go that way. There we go. And we're not that long away. Yeah, but what I was basically saying, yeah, spread the word. If you're watching this pretty much straight away, it's because you are all ready to go and you're getting excited. We're days away from San Diego Comic Con. And yeah, we're really excited about it. And hopefully you are too. Along with other conventions as well. We're going to talk about some other shows. We've also got Star Wars Celebration happening next weekend. We've got all sorts of stuff that's taking place. We've got. I've got a pretty busy weekend myself. I'm not only DJing, but I'm also going to be doing a convention on the Sunday. So I'm going to be driving from the gig to Bristol, and I'm going to be attending Lawless. So that's going to be quite a big show, big weekend. And Caroline's got a big weekend as well because she's got herself MCon. She's going to be trader manager for that. It's going to be a busy old weekend. But, oh yeah, there's also this woman that's celebrating some time on the throne as well. Yeah, we might as well talk about that as well. We'll get into it. Tell you what, let's dive into the show and let's see what you want to talk about when it comes to your conventions and your favorite shows on today's Talkin Con. Hello there, everybody. Welcome along to Talkin Con, a cup of tea with an Englishman in San Diego. My name's Leonard Sultana, and this is the show where each and every week we talk Comic Cons, con culture, and all the stuff and nonsense we get to enjoy at such shows. Welcome, 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 welcome. Good to have you here. Yeah, getting excited now. Getting anticipation is really starting to build up. The news is starting to roll in. Lots of stuff to talk about. Oh, just reframe that a little bit. There we go. Yeah, plenty of stuff. Plenty of stuff. Let's go through one or two people who may be watching and saying hi. We've got Andrew English saying hello from London. Good evening. Welcome along to you. Good afternoon, folks from Cluny, South Wales. I knew I was going to get it wrong. As somebody who's married to a Welsh woman, I should have asked her first about how to pronounce that, and I know that I got that completely wrong, but there we go. Andrew English, Karma Savage, hello, Andrew English, and everybody sort of like saying hello to each other, which is great. Hello, Comic Connors, says Karma Savage. Hello there, welcome to you. Toby is joining us. Hi, Leonard. Hi there, Toby. How the devil are you? Mover and Shakers are in the house. Hello there, guys. Welcome along. Welcome along. Who else we got? Yeah, Sarita P. You beat me to it. I know she is here. Excellent stuff. Michael P. is here as well. Michael Ebel is here. I clicked on the one. It changed it straight away. Good morning from snowy Colorado. Oh, that sounds idyllic. Welcome along, Michael P. And Michael Ebel as well. Good afternoon. David says hi. I have no idea which David that could be. Is it David Glanzer? Hello there, David Glanzer. Welcome along. Veronica Nunez. Hello from a finally sunny Los Angeles. Yes, we had some sun here. We had lots of rain here in the UK, but no, it's been lovely this weekend. It's been great for my mother's birthday as well. So it's Mama Sultana's birthday. On Friday, we went out for a lunch today. It's been very, very nice indeed. Speaking of birthdays, Karma Savage says, don't think she's here, but happy birthday, Sarita P. And Sarita P says, howdy y'all. So I then put that message back and say, Happy birthday, Sarita Pearson. Great to have you joining us on the show and watching, and have yourself hope you've had a very happy birthday. Well, you won't have had your very happy birthday yet. It's just getting started for you, isn't it? Have yourself an amazing day. Lots of love, and hoping to see you in July, and just wishing you all the very best. Happy birthday, Sarita. It's good to have you joining us on today's show. So there we go. Let's have a look at this. David Ebel is watching. Hello, David. It's David. Is it me or is it full in here? It's full. It's great. This is what it's all about. By all means, it's all about you guys getting chatted and all getting ready and wound up and ready to go. Understandable, because we've got lots to talk about today. Lots of San Diego Comic Con news, even though we are 60 days out. 60 days to go. Now, I know that it says on the my website, theconventioncollective.com, it says it's 59 days. 59 days and 17 hours. Because right now, it would be day one of San Diego Comic Con. Yesterday, of course, it's preview night. Preview night's done and done. Or it's, done and done. And we're kind of like now into the whole show of the thing. And that's where I'm going to cover a couple of things that came up as part of something I was posting earlier on this week. And I just want to just kind of dive into them, because I think it was some rather interesting views. And we'll cover these first. Let me just dial them up, because I've actually got something else in another window which I want to kind of talk about. But this was some polls that I put up on the old Twitters. Basically, I'm just starting to gauge people's enthusiasm, what they're looking forward to when it comes to Comic-Con, anything that they're wanting to see on the stages, on the floor. Is there anything that maybe you are really excited about and maybe someone hasn't thought about yet? Or maybe those obvious ones that maybe haven't really kind of materialized. Is there something that you are wanting to will into existence? And that's pretty much what I have been doing with these polls. Basically, I ran 3 questions throughout the course of the week, and I'm going to add 3 more in a second. But what we're going to do is we're going to cover these polls first and see what you thought of them. So let me just bring these up, because, there was some interesting discussion in the chat when it comes to what the actual thoughts and the consensus of some of these were. So no, this is going to be interesting. Like I say, a couple of polls I posted, and we'll go through them all. A couple of fun ones. Number 1, do you think we'll see Marvel Studios return to Hull H this year? Nearly 64% people saying yes, with 36% saying no. This was interesting, considering that we have got Disney's D23 Expo. We've got lots of other ways that shows and the properties and the studios can actually get the word out now, and they don't have to spend all that money to create a panel, create content, fly the stars in, put them up for the night, and bring them in for a bit of Hollywood Reporter and Deadline baiting headlines. But they don't have to do that now. But it's great to know that you are still excited about seeing some fun stuff on, say, the Hall H stage or Ballroom 20 or in San Diego Comic Con. Do you think Marvel Studios return to Hall H this year? 64% saying yes. It's not. It's 2/3. It's not. It's a majority, but it's not sort of 80%. It's not absolutely locked in. But then again, you've also got some really big things you've got to take into account. Number 1, I do believe that this year San Diego Comic Con is going to be the land of the streamers. It's the new global warfare. Theaters and cinemas, while not had their day, they're not as a big a draw for people to go to as meeting up with friends or sort of living life. There's still some great films out there, and there's still the cinema experience. But I think the money is where the streamers are, which is why you're seeing a lot of presence and movement at the moment from the likes of Amazon, from Netflix. Netflix really do have to start clawing back some of that attention. Paramount Plus, Apple TV Plus, Disney Plus, of course. So I think we're going to see some big stuff happening on stage, if anything, to get people's attention, especially considering that phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, while still getting a lot of attention, hasn't quite landed the critical response that I think that Marvel have been wanting. They're wanting to get some of that, that love back from the fans. And the best way to do that is whip a Hall H crowd into a frenzy, bring out the stars, do a big She-Hulk, do a big Secret Invasion, do a big Secret Wars, do something to get them jived up for not only phase 4, but phase 5. They've made all of this. They've made all of this investment. They really need to recoup some of that money. So there we go. I mean, we've got ourselves Toby. I think they'd be nuts not going to San Diego Comic Con, let alone Hall H, especially when the fan pool is there. You're absolutely right. For Marvel, SDCC can be used to recalibrate the slate expectations, new release dates, classic news, etc. It's not just the movies, but especially streaming shows. So it's nice to know that we're on the same page on that one. Excellent stuff. And Andrew Dickinson and Michael P. are talking about Geek Week from Netflix. That was confirmed next month as well. So yes, you're absolutely right, guys. That is absolutely correct. But there we go. That was my poll number 1. And I thought that was an interesting one. Yeah, this one was a little bit more sort of the difference was a little bit more, but also just as telling. Warner Brothers skipped San Diego Comic Con for a few years, even prior to COVID and lockdown, and now they have Fandom that they can present at as well. Will they make a triumphant return to the stage at San Diego Comic Con 2022? 39.6, so 40% saying yes, and nope, 60.4. Now, I had a lot of thought about this, and loads of people dived in on the comments and sort of like talking to me about this, basically saying that Warner Brothers and DC Films, they have kind of made their call. They don't necessarily need the San Diego Comic Con promotion outlay at this point. But here's the thing. Have a look at what they've actually got on their slate, what they've got as their properties, what they've got to sell, what properties they have that they need to get people's attention on. And then have a look at the ones that they had, which they were banking on. The Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts has been pretty much a damp squib from almost the word go, while some really cool panels which they brought out of it. The actual films themselves haven't set the world on fire, if indeed they've even actively turned some people off. Their stars have not helped the situation at all. Ezra Miller continues to have this desire to run at full speed at a brick wall, which is not exactly helping the Fantastic Beasts franchise, the Flash film, which people have even talked about recasting the thing. What on earth is happening at Warner Brothers? They need some fan love. They need to reclaim some of that love, because right now, and I know there's going to be some people watching this that may be big fans, but I think the DC and the Warner Brothers fandom has been tarred and tainted by the Snyder fans. It's been a little bit too toxic. It's been too aggressive. It's just been too much. And it doesn't help anybody. Even Zack Snyder, who frankly is, I think, moved on. He's got his own stuff to do and he's happy. dealing with his Army of the Dead universe and his other projects, and he doesn't necessarily need to do the Snyderverse. I think a lot of people have just been pinning their hopes and dreams on this thing, and it's just not working that in that regard. So Warner Brothers needs the love. I don't think fandom cuts it. It's a great online event. I can't see them making that a physical event. I don't think it's got the draw. I don't think that will get enough people through the door for that to make it a viable opportunity. If the DC films take some kind of purchase, if something kind of happens to allow a little bit more positivity and a bit more of a ray of light when it comes to the properties that DC and Warner Brothers have got out there, it's not. So it needs more to kind of really bring things together. And yeah, it's just going to be a lot of it needs something. And I think San Diego Comic Con could be somewhere it could just try and re-energize the competition and the company. Movers and shakers under new management, they might. This is true. They have got themselves that is happening as well. Andrew Dickinson, WB, have a bit to juggling with HBO to do, though, correct? And also he talks about Aquaman 2. Yet that was I think the only big bright spark of when it comes to the Warner Brothers slate. But don't forget, you also have the stink of Amber Heard hovering over that film as well. Every single film they produce, everything they've got on their slate has this slight shadow, this real kind of pong that's kind of breaking the whole thing down. But who knows? But yeah, there you go. Andrew Dickinson, Ezra and Amber, the pair of them just don't exactly help. But Sarita P, I think, absolutely nails it down. I think people want reassurance about DC and Warner Brothers after the buyout. It just doesn't look promising right now. But that was the poll. Warner Brothers skipping DC for a few years, and people wondering if there's going to make a triumphant return. 60% saying no. And then we had ourselves one which was not disappointing as such, because it'd be great to have them back. Team Coco, beloved fixture of the Spreckles Theatre before the world went sideways, where we see Conan O'Brien bestraddle the Comic Con landscape like a behemoth once again. 56.5, so nearly 57% saying no. A little bit thinner when it comes to the margin there, and understandable. But it'd be great to have him back, wouldn't it? Again, it's down to who you can get there as a star to make it justifiable for Conan to set up shop at the Spreckle Theatres, because at the end of the day, it's all about celebrities on stage, who he can talk to, who he can get involved, and who he can get himself jazzed out about. So I don't think it's all about just him getting himself his Pop Funkos out there, although I guarantee Funko fanatics will be very excited to try and get some more Conan O'Brien figures out there. But yeah, that's an understandable result on this one, but it would be great for him to not disappoint the 57 exciters and come back to the Speckles Theatre, wouldn't it? That I think would be rather cool. But for now, no response from Conan O'Brien, and not only that, at this point, we haven't heard anything about Spreckles being booked. Nothing knows about anything like that. So, interesting questions, interesting results. But I've also got myself 3 more. Where am I? Yeah, I've got 3 more polls. I've got them lined up. They're ready to go. And I'm going to hit tweet all now. You can answer them if you want to jump on your phone, and we'll see if we can get some results throughout the course of this show. Andrew Dickinson, Conan might go more into panel hosting. That'd be cool. He's done it before. He did that big introduction for Tom Cruise, of course, for what has been touted as the better and infinitely superior Top Gun film. That's a phrase I never thought I'd hear myself say, but there we go. So here we go. 3 questions, or 3 more questions, and I'm posting to my feed right now. So they've all been posted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my profile, and I shall bring up these latest posts, and let's see if your thoughts on some more questions that I've added to the list, and let's see if you agree or what your thoughts are on it. So here's the questions. Some more polls. Let's go to this one and bring this up. Here we go. We could see some big names returning to preview much anticipated properties. There's one that's been mentioned, which could be very exciting. Could we see John Wick 4 and Keanu in Hall H this year? So that's question number 3. Question number 4. Oh, hang on. Have I got that completely wrong? No, that's question number 4. That's right. Question number 5. Speaking of returning faces of the hallowed Comic Con Hall H stage, the Winchester series gives the opportunities for the chaps to make a triumphant return. Jensen and Jarpad in Hall H. Already somebody's got a vote in. Very excited to possibly see the Winchesters up on stage. That'd be rather cool, wouldn't it? And then I've put down at the bottom, let's get down to brass tacks. Find out just how excited you are about conventions returning generally. Which shows are you most excited about this year, even if you're not going? I've put San Diego Comic Con. I've got New York Comic Con in there. Dragon Con, LA Comic Con. Are you excited about New York Comic Con? Are you more excited about New York Comic Con than San Diego? What's your thoughts? Jump in. Let us know what your thoughts on those. Those are my 3, and you can find them at Englishman SDCC. I'd be curious to see, and I'm going to return to that particular bunch of questions a little bit later. So there we go. Excellent stuff. Right, let's dive into some stuff then, because we've got loads of things that have been talked about this week. Star Wars Celebration for number 1 happens next weekend, and right now it would be absolutely a hive of Star Wars news. We would have lots of stuff when it comes to the comics and the books, of course. But Star Wars Celebration have been rocking out some amazing content on their Twitter and on their social media, letting you know what they've been getting up to and what you can expect from the show. And my word, they've got themselves a whole bunch of stuff, including this really, really nice image that's been used as the primary image for the show, which they got shared by their head of marketing today. Absolutely stunning. It's that one right there, the really nice image of all of the I mean, there's the Mandalorian in there. You've got some STATs. You've got the Death Star. You've got Vader. You've got Luke, kind of. You've got Asaka Tano. You've got the Mandalorian. I think that's a really, really pretty image. That's so nice. So that I think is very pretty. But like I say, there's all sorts of stuff that's been announced by Star Wars Celebration. So a bunch of exclusives and exhibitors, which are very pretty. If you're going, are these things that you're going to be picking up? The Mattel booth, that really nice Darth Vader figure, that little plush, which is going to be available. You've got yourself this very nice R2-D2 Tamagotchi available at the Bandai booth, 1905. You've got yourself a very nice Sideshow Mandalorian piece, which is just detailed as hell. Sideshow just put out some astonishing stuff. So that's very, very nice indeed. You've got Regal Robot as well, doing a Celebration exclusive. Max Rebo on his jets there, and you've got yourself a nice little Regal Robot exclusive there. But just the stuff that's going to be coming out of Star Wars Celebration is just amazing. The stars that are going to be available, all sorts of bits and pieces, and you've got yourself the pins as well, which are going to be sponsored by Bandai Namco. Head yourself to SW_Celebration if you are heading there. Let us know if you're watching this and you are heading to Star Wars Celebration next weekend. What are you more excited about? What is something that's going to be catching your eye? Oh my word! High Republic box set, Light of the Jedi, Rising Storm, and the Fall of Star. Cavan Scott and the rest of the guys of the High Republic have just done a gorgeous job on those books. And yeah, look at those. They're going to be available on the shop floor. $250, not exactly cheap, but still 1 week to go. And yeah, you got the full app as well. Well worth checking out. Yeah, I'm really excited about these. You got Toby saying some of these are available at Galaxy's Edge at the Disneyland Resort. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So not as exclusive as possibly they say, but yeah, do check out SW_celebration. I'm just blown away by what they're doing with that show, and yeah, I'm really excited about what they announce next week, especially when we have ourselves. Yeah, we've got Kenobi happening next weekend, so everyone's going to be jazzed about that. You've got yourself Ewan McGregor, who's showing up and doing some autographs and doing some signings and doing some photos and charging a lot of money for the privilege. But obviously he's going to be the star of the show, what with Kenobi out there as well. So he's going to be really excited. But you're also going to be dealing with stuff like Andor, which people are going to be excited about. You've got all the offshoots from Mandalorian news as well. Veronica saying, it's my first Star Wars celebration. I'm just looking to see whatever I can and adding a few more signatures to my Vader hockey jersey. I can turn around and say, as somebody who attended Star Wars Celebration here in London, and I think I've said this before on the show, it's a heady experience. Going to Comic-Cons for me is about discovering stuff that's new and dipping my toes into all sorts of fandoms and passions and IPs and seeing stuff from all different perspectives. And if I overdose on comics, then I can just take a bit of a breather. I can go over there. Oh, virtual reality. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, what about films? And you can kind of like bounce backwards and forwards. Star Wars, and the way I described it is, if you get those concentrate drink syrups to go into your waters, so Robinson's concentrate, and you drink straight from the bottle, that's what going to Star Wars Celebration is like. It's very intense and sometimes a little overwhelming. But no, it's a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy it. Just take the opportunity to step back if you need to. Take a breather, then dive back in. Veronica, I think you're going to have a blast. Karma Salage, I'll be traveling to California for a trip to Disneyland tomorrow. Won't be attending Star Wars Celebration. Didn't you know it was the same week as my trip? There we go. Interesting that you didn't quite twig on that. But again, big show. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the news that comes out of it, especially from the offshoots and how, I mean, the one that I'm really hoping that we're going to see some movement on is Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron. Ever since we saw that trailer, and then there was a whole bunch of stuff going on in the background, politics and studio stuff, and then I believe it did Rise of Skywalker come out, and it didn't quite stick the nail the landing, and next thing you know, people were just kind of getting a little antsy about it. I rewatched that trailer again the other day, and she's clearly passionate about making that story. It's got a lot of history there, personal and professional, and I think she really wants to get into that groove. And if anyone's can do it, I think Patty Jenkins do it. Patty Jenkins, I think that could be a really, really interesting. That could be an interesting film. So there we go. Other shows. Let's quickly cover this. We talked about these all last week, so we're not going to go too crazy. But we have ourselves MCon. A bit of bad news there. A couple of the major talents will not be able to attend. They have cancelled this week, including Jason Mewes. Now, I can't find any reason why Jason has cancelled this close to the show. The only thing I can think of is that he's seen some of the numbers, both here in the UK and in the US as well. and can't quite justify the international travel for his own health and safety, which I can understand. I can imagine his immune system has taken a bit of a battering over his lifetime. But he's decided to skip on attending MCon, and apparently he is going to be attending at the next one. How that pans out, who knows? But that would have been cool. But the people that are going still, very, very impressive indeed. Nick Frost is the new headliner now for the MCon in Nottingham show, taking place over the course of the Saturday and Sunday. If anyone is heading to Nottingham, you'll be able to meet my missus as well, because she's going to be there as a trader manager. It's going to be slightly discombobulating to not be at a convention with her. But no, she's going to be there, and she's going to be running around, hobbling around the best she can, looking after the traders and keeping them nice and happy. Hopefully she won't get as wound up by some aggravating traders as she did last time. But yeah, very curious to I hope she has a great time. Really do hope she has a great time. What's this for Veronica? Heading to an Apple Plus pop-up promoting some of their show at this very moment. Ooh, exciting. Can you share some photos? Tag me in, Englishman SDCC. Love to see that, please. Thank you. Yeah, let us know. I'm curious to see what Apple TV have got going. They did a lot in terms of genre, and then they've kind of stopped and moved into more traditional drama fare. So yeah, let us know what there's something there. Curious to see what they've got coming up. So there we go. That's MCon. Lawless, happening next weekend. That is something that I'm taking part in and looking forward to as well. This is going to be taking place at the Doubletree in sorry, I'm just Doubletree in Bristol. Thank you very much indeed. Doubletree in Bristol, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. If anything, because we've got two panels which I'm going to be hosting. These are both happening on the Sunday, and we've got ourselves. This is on the 20th and 29th, and on the Sunday at 10:30 in the morning for 40 minutes, I get to talk to Brian Bolland. Brian Bolland is a legend. I first came across his work when he was doing stuff for 2000 AD, and when he did a couple of Zerg strips for Warrior, including some rather risque ones, which kind of caught my attention when it comes to his portraying of the female form. And then, of course, you had Killing Joke, which just cemented what his legacy was. He is just an amazing artist and really one of the greatest cover artists of all time. Really exciting to talk to him. I want to talk to him not just about his past, but I want to talk to him about his present and talk to him about his future. I don't want to just... The thing about Lawless is, and there's a lot of the panel content which is looking back. I want to look forward. I want to celebrate the best of the future of 2000 AD, of British comics, of talent here in the UK. So that's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I'm really looking forward to, talking about Lawless. But then you've also got, let me see if I'm going the right way, the actual panels themselves. Oh, no, that's that was relating to something else. Here we go. These are the panels. Like I say, I'm going to be talking to Brian Bolland, 45 minutes, Sunday morning. But then you've also got me on a panel at 12:30 talking about the 77 comic, which is, yeah, to be fair, I'm going to be holding to task. It's very much a bunch of creators that have made this comic as if to say, weren't comics better back in our childhood when there wasn't all the politics in there, and when we could really sit down and watch Benny Hill and make racist jokes and do comics as they used to. Well, I'm going to talk about that. But so we've got some great talent on there. Ben Cullis, Lou Stringer, Steve McManus, get in, and Andrew Sawyer's going to be talking about the 77 panel. But there's some great panels throughout the course of the weekend. John Higgins is going to be in attendance. John Wagner, Kev W, Dan Cornwell, sorry. Andrew Richmond, Clint Langley, Dave Kendall, Mick McMahon. These are this is an amazing lineup. I'm really looking forward to taking part in this. Like I say, I'm only going to be there on the Sunday, but if you are wanting to attend, there are no Saturday tickets anymore, Saturday onlys, but there are weekend and Sunday tickets still available at lawlesscomiccon.com. Do check that out. So there we go. Cool. What else we got as well? Into the Blue Mister. I am going to be at Lawless on Sunday. Might catch one of your 2 panels. Don't be hogging Mr. Bolland too much stuff too much now. I want to get stuff signed. Not going to lie. I've just got a couple of things I definitely want to get signed. I want to get my Killing Joke signed, and then I'm going to be trying off to find John Higgins because I want to get my Absolute Watchman signed. So yeah, I've got a couple of things I want to try and get signed myself. But don't worry, I'm not going to hog him too much. But I definitely want to talk about what he thinks about comics today in 2022. So really, really cool about that. So there we go. Let's have a look at this. Veronica Nunes. Most looking forward to Ted Lasso. I think, well, this is obviously the Apple TV things that she's going to. It's mostly photo ops and free food. Not free food. Indeed, Andrew English, you have me at free food. You're absolutely right. Veronica as well, but responding about Ted Lasso. It's so good. And about your national sport. Our national sport is cooking curries, just to let you know. It's not football. It's about cooking a really good chicken tikka. So, yeah, sorry to clarify this, but that's just the way it is. So there you go. Right. Let's carry on. It's got lots of stuff to get through. Right. Other things that got brought up this week. And we'll start from the top and work down because, my word, it's been a busy old week. Yeah, we'll go to that there. So first things first, then we'll talk San Diego Comic Con and all the news that came out of that out of the show this week. First things first, we had ourselves news as of Monday, Friday, that pros are starting to get their news regarding their table allocations. We got one or two that were on there, but this one really kind of got me excited because this is just so much fun. This is Beth Radloff, cracking artist now that I've started following her, starting to look into her feed. I got into San Diego Comic Con. I'm going to have a table at San Diego Comic Con. Gotta let that sink in. How cool is that? I mean, I was under the impression that there weren't that many pros that were giving up their tables this year, because as you can imagine, getting a table at San Diego Comic Con is a hard work, and there's a 5-year waiting list. You kind of lose a table, you're going to struggle to get that back. For new talent to get themselves a new table at San Diego Comic Con, that's cool. Beth, have yourself a great time, and for everybody else who's a pro that have got themselves tables at San Diego Comic Con, bravo to you. Excellent stuff indeed. But that started rolling out on Friday, and that wasn't the only announcement as well. So I saw a whole bunch of people announcing about their professional status at San Diego Comic Con. Excellent stuff indeed. Okay, next one up, and this was the one that people have been waiting for some time, and it was the news from Ace Parking regarding their process for this year. People obviously wanting to make sure that they can get their parking allocation at San Diego. And we have ourselves the news. Running the same lottery process as they did in years past, lottery registration period is now open. Entries for the lottery accepted until June the 12th. Holding lottery drawing on June 13th and dividing the selected entries into group. On June 20th, the system will be opened and restricted to the people in Group 1 only. Each week thereafter, the system will be open to the next group until all groups have had a chance to purchase their permits. At the end of the group sales, the system will be opened to the general public. Yeah, people were up for it. People were wanting to find out more information. This is it. This is when it came out. It came out on Monday. So Ace have got their news, And you can find out more, of course, at space.aceparking.com/site/Comic-Con sign up. That is the address that you're looking for if you are wanting to get yourself Ace Parking slot this year. And yeah, you've got yourself until June 20th. So not that long to go. Get yourself in there. Andrew Dickinson, heard there's quite a few pros that aren't happy with SDCC. A bunch of pros not happy with SDCC because of the lack of information when it comes to confirmation. Because while there are some that are getting their news, there's a whole bunch of people that are still unsure because of the way that they have dealt with the pros that had been accepted in 2019. The idea being that if you'd been accepted in 2019, you would have rolled over to 2020, but it wasn't confirmed. It wasn't nailed down because 2020 didn't happen. So it's now just a case of the emails running out, and they are kind of battling their way through. But what I think they're also trying to battle at the moment is a number of pros that either now aren't working in comics because the last 2 years have taken them out of the business and out of the industry, or there's pros that aren't wanting to travel at the moment, so they've kind of let their interests slide in going out to conventions. So San Diego Comic Con, CCI are currently juggling a lot of balls in the air, trying to put the right pieces together. I understand it and I get it, but we'll see how it goes. Andrew, I understand your thoughts there, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, next one. This was something that a lot of people kind of jumped on because it was really exciting to see some exclusives news rolling out. If you've not checked out Patrick Ballesteros, he started teasing his exclusives for this year, but I hate to really big up the competition, but yeah, do follow the unofficial blog, because of course there is that symbiotic relationship between Patrick and the unofficial blog. Whenever he posts something, he tags them in straight away, so they are always the first ones to find out, and they always reshare. So if you do want to follow SD_comic_con for more stuff on Patrick Ballesteros, but what he does seem to be teasing so far is very exciting indeed. But certainly, I think this is probably the biggest company that has been announcing stuff when it comes to their exclusives, and that is Factory. Now, Factory have gotten a whole bunch of stuff out when it comes to some interesting products. Now, apparently, there are one or two competitions out there as well. They also have a bit of a relationship with the unofficial blog. I think there's some draws at the moment where you can win these. But these are the ones that are currently out there. Monty Python, a Black Knight motivation statue. This is, as a Monty Python fan, I quite like this. I think it looks rather cool indeed. And like I say, it is a rather nice exclusive. If you are a Python fan, to stick on your shelf. $50 is going to be the price for that one. Green Hornet enamel pin set, $15. Something you can always just kind of like have available if you are a Green Hornet fan. You've got 2 pins in there for the Green Hornet. $15 again, available for them. And then you got into the Star Trek ones, and this is where people really got excited. Number one, from now it says here Enterprise D teacup, but I seem to remember the this particular teacup design. It says Generations. Wasn't Sulu drinking from this cup from Undiscovered Country? I'm certain he was. But there we go. So the cup and saucer. As a tea drinker, I think I may just have to invest. So yes, the USS Enterprise NCC 1701D. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get one of these. To be fair, it's pretty affordable as well. $45, not too shabby at all. Yeah, I like that. So that's rather cute. And then last but not least, an original hand phaser bottle opener, which is $25. And yeah, for For the drinker in the family, you've got yourself a full Star Trek fan favorite there, a hand phaser bottle opener. And again, not extortionate, $25. That's not too shabby at all. So, yeah, not too bad. From $15 up to $50. That's your first 4 from Factory Entertainment. Very cool indeed. But that Enterprise D teacup prop replica is the one that's certainly got my attention. So there we go. What do you think? Is that something that you'd be interested in? Is the Factory Entertainment stuff the kind of thing that usually tickles your fancy? Because in years gone by, I have been a bit hit and miss with Factory. I felt that there's 1 or 2 decent items in there, and then there's an awful lot of tat. Those aren't actually. That's a great first salvo. So yeah, could this be Factory Entertainment's attempt at kind of re-establishing themselves on the con floor when it comes to their exclusives? Okay, speaking of exclusives, and this one caught my eye. It says it's a San Diego Comic Con 2022 exclusive. However, pre-orders are available right now. If you are a Marvel Comics fan, it's going to be it's a pre-order on Amazon, and at the moment it's $39.99, and it is a Marvel Comics Throg DS D-Stage statue. Let's just bring this up on the screen. It's fun. I quite like the setup, and it's a really nice diorama. I like it. If you are a Loki fan, obviously that's going to catch your attention. But yeah, there you go. It's available. It's $39.99. It's 8 inches tall. It's from Beast Kingdom, and that is it's cute. I mean, what do you think? Is it something that catches your eye? Look at the lightning on that on Molyneux on that. That's really cute. And of course, leading all the way down to Crocodile Loki as well at the bottom. Yeah, for obviously all the excitement about Loki. That's a Throg D-Stage statue from Beast Kingdom. That is available right now. And if you search on Amazon, you'll be able to find it under statues, bobbleheads, and bust and statues. Marvel Comics Throg exclusive D-Stage statue if you are a fan. Okay, that's rather cute. Let's see what else. There's so much stuff. Right. Okay. Let's go for Alligator Loki. Okay, it's not Crocodile Loki. Okay, I get it. This one is going to be for those like myself who are going to be heading to San Diego a little bit early because obviously San Diego Comic Con is not San Diego Comic Con at the convention center. It's San Diego Comic Con in San Diego. The city gets involved. The city actively gets the money and likes the influx of dollars coming into their businesses from visiting nerds with that disposable income. Yeah, it's going to be really something special when they have lots of affiliate stuff that's happening. Obviously, you've got the San Diego Symphony that have their shows, of which they've announced a bunch already. Looking forward to attending at least 1 or 2 of those because that looks really cute. But Petco Park, they are doing a couple of signature games, including a weekend prior to San Diego Comic Con, which is happening on the 15th and the 17th. Celebrating Star Wars throughout the D-Back series. Be with you beginning Friday night with Beer Fest presented by Southwest Airlines. Fans encouraged to wear their favorite Star Wars attire and attend pre-game happy hour in Gallagher Square, featuring $5 drink specials and Star Wars music. The cantina is open 2 hours for the first pitch. Saturday night, there will be a Star Wars fireworks spectacular after the game to your favorite music and scenes from the Star Wars universe. I think that could be a lot of fun. If it's, Toby saying, yep, trying to get tickets to the Saturday game. So there we go. Yeah, Toby, I might just have to join you on that one. I'm not saying buy us as tickets and will I reimburse you or anything, but I think that'd be rather cute if we double dated it on that one. That'd be rather cute. This looks like fun, and I'm not gonna lie. When myself and Caroline went, and we went for the Star Trek one in 2018. It was great, just as two Brits being totally baffled by what was happening out there on the grass. It was a very strange building to be sat in. Got a bit of vertigo and just generally felt a little unsteady. I think we actually left before the end of the game, but we had fun. We had a lot of fun attending, and it wasn't extortionate, and it's just a really good evening. Yeah, it's a lot of excitement to go and attend Petco Park when it's running a game and everyone's in full swing for it. And you can have yourself a beer and watch a game. Really cool. And Andrew Dickinson's reminding Padres not doing too bad at the moment either. So there you go. Star Wars weekend, 15th to the 17th. If you are thinking of taking part, I think I might just have to try and get tickets for the Saturday because I think that'd be rather cool. So there we go. All right, what else we got? Oh yeah, straight out the horse's mouth. We've got ourselves two things that came from San Diego Comic Con directly this year. Let's see what else we got. Into the Blue Mister. I did the Walking Dead Escape at Petco 2014. Yes. I don't know if we're going to see anything else in that kind of regard again. Obviously, we had the brand that took over Nerdist, and you had other brands as well. The only thing is, as a lot of people have discovered, they don't make it easy and they don't make it cheap to hire their space. The Padres, they like their money and they like their money coming into their pot, and yeah, they kind of price themselves out of a couple of really use. It's a really great space, but they like to kind of get their cash. So there we go. But no, two really exciting things coming out of Comic Con International and announced on the official page. We've got the third wave of special guests, but the one that caught my eye and one that I was really excited about was, of course, the Eisners. Now, people know that I'm a big fan of the Eisner Awards and what that represents in terms of comics and books that you might not have heard about, supporting those that you have. And there's some really big announcements when it comes to some of these categories. But the ones that I certainly have jumped out at me, Best Short Story, Tap, Tap, Tap by Larry O'Neill and Jorge Forney, which is just an amazing story. We've got the Best Single Issue One Shot, Must Be Able to Stand Alone. Now, this is going to be tough. Marvel Voices is just amazing from Marvel. Nightwing 87 Get Grayson from Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo is amazing. But that thing there, Wonder Woman Historia, The Amazons by Kelly Sue DeConnick. I can reach over here and get it out of my comic pile. Big fan. It is a gorgeous book. Not just those two involved in terms of the artwork, but it's just this gorgeous piece of thing. And I think that is going to be one of the ones to beat. But then you've got some categories. Best Continuing Series, and I'm just going to highlight the lot. Bitter Root from David F. Walker, Chuck Brown and Sam McGreen, Department of Truth of James Tynion IV and Martin Simmons, Immortal Hulk by Al Ewing, Joe Bennett, Nightwing by Tom Taylor, Bruno Redondo, Something is Killing the Children by James Tynion and Werther Deledra. My God, whoever has to pick one of those, they've got a job on. Because that's insane. That's a tough. I mean, I don't think anyone is going to complain about any of those winning that series. That's just an incredible category. Ram V representing Many Deaths of Layla Starr in Best Limited Series. Excellent stuff. But for me, I don't think it's going to win it, but I really hope it will, which is Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow by Tom King and Bilquis Everly, because it's a gorgeous looking book and Tom just wrote the hell out of it. Beautiful. Best New Series, another one which I can't see how people are supposed to pick between Human Target, Nice House on the Lake, Not All Robots, and Radiant Black. If you've not read Nice House on the Lake yet, do. If you've not read Human Target yet, do. If you've not read Not All Robots, do. They're just amazing. Again, some really great nominations. I'm going to kind of skip through. Let's see if I can find some of the highlights for myself. Best publication for teens. Nice to know that Wind is represented there. James Tinney the Fourth, Michael Dialanis. But you've also got Strange Academy by Scotty Young and Humberto Ramos. Personally, I think Adora in the Distance by Mark Bernardin and Ariela Crescentina is going to win that, but they're going to have a fight on their hands because, my word, there's some amazing books in there. Best humor publication, it's a toss-up between Bubble, Not All Robots, and Scumbag for me. Best anthology, Silver Coin. Michael Walsh did a great job on that book. Best reality-based book, let's see if it's in there. No, I can't see it. Okay, so I'm going to have to go for that one. Black Panther Party of Graphic History. David F. Walker is just on fire at the moment, and everything he does is just amazing. Yeah, that's pretty much the one for me on that one. I don't know any of those best graphic memoir ones. Best graphic album, Monsters by Barry Windsor Smith, which is just a phenomenal hardback. It's just this big book, and it's a stunning piece of work. Very impressive indeed. Best graphic album reprint. Now there's a couple in here. You've got The Complete American Gods, Lock and Key House, Middle West from Scott Young and George Corona, Rick and Morty versus Dungeons and Dragons Deluxe, and The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys. I can't pick. I genuinely can't pick from any of those. They're all amazing. It's just a cracking selection of really good talent, and it's showcasing some phenomenal books. And yes, if you want to find me on Friday night, you're going to find me in the Hilton Bayfront upstairs, and I will be watching the great and the good of comics and clapping my living soul out, because it's just an amazing selection. Yes, the Eisner Awards announced this week. So that was just incredible. Right. Also announced this week is the third run of special guests for Comic Con 2022. Another cracking selection. Tom Batiuk is a great cartoonist and also someone who really supports the industry and new talent. Runs a great selection of university courses and really kind of supports up-and-coming talent. Honored with an Inkpot Award by CCI in 1999. And yeah, just we've got some great legacy creators here announced this week. Amy Chu. Right. Amy Chu on a professional level is just phenomenal. She's a great writer for comics. She's a member of the Cubic School faculty, School of Visual Arts. She's written for numerous titles, but I love her because I've managed to sit down and talk to her on a couple of occasions, and she's just an absolute giggle. So looking forward to seeing Amy again. Phil Lamar, of course, he'll be there, if anything, because he's going to be hosting the Eisners. I'd be stunned if he didn't, but he's also going to be there for various bits and pieces, including Supergirl, Flash, Master Universe Revelation, Book of Boba Fett, and more. Barbara Willie Mendez is a cartoonist working in Underground Comics, which San Diego Comic Con loves to represent because they have that big history with Underground Comics. So she's going to be on hand. Scott Snyder, celebrated writer. If you don't know who Scott Snyder is, then you haven't been reading DC Comics for the last couple of years. Batman Detective and Justice League, but also his stuff for himself, including Witches for Image Comics, and We Have Demons for Comixology. And I don't understand why it's not being listed on there. Nocterra, which is his standout work at the moment. Gorgeous. So there we go. And then you got Hitaka Tenjin, who retweeted my announcement about the third wave of guests. So thanks to him for that. But doing some great work when it comes to mecha and anime and video game and animation illustration. The man has form, And yeah, you're going to be seeing him on the floor of this year's show. So there you go, a cracking lineup of third wave, and you're going to get another wave of that tomorrow. So there we go. What else we got here? Andrew Dickinson, Nerd HQ was 1 year. Geek and Sundry got 2, and then someone else got Petco for 17. I can't remember what that was. I thought it was Geek and Sundry again. Yeah, Geek and Sundry and Nerdist learned very quickly just how much Petco will then raise the rent when it comes to representing. Toby, if you're planning on doing the Padros game event, do you have to buy a minimum of 2 tickets and they'll vary in price? Okay. Well, it's going to be me and the missus, so if we're going, we're going. So I'll look, and Padre tickets just look cheapest is $28 each. That's not bad for a night's out entertainment in Petco Park. And last time I checked, they also give you a T-shirt. So who knows? We'll see what happens. I'm up for it. I'm really I'm up for that. So there we go. Right. What else we got? Let's do one more San Diego Comic Con thing. And this is actually something we've talked about already. Then a little bit behind on this one, but then again, they're also not being as definitive. They're hedging the bets as we did as well. This was about maybe 3-4 weeks ago. We talked about San Diego Comic Con 2023, and the unofficial blog has posted that they've done a post called the San Diego Comic Con 2023 dates likely revealed. They're being also a little bit cagey here, but they've added a new entry into their calendar. Like I say, this was pointed out by Dan Berry to us about 3-4 weeks ago, and he's particularly happy. He's dancing around like a little happy monkey because he's very happy at the fact that they've been confirming what he said that their dates were going to be, which are July 20th, July 23rd. Now, again, there's the difference here is in the past, what they've done is they've actually put a listing for the amount of attendees, which is 135,000. They haven't done that this time. It's literally just says private event convention with trade show with a blank. So it can be really kind of, it's being a bit cagey about it. So at the moment, we're still being a little bit holding back on it, but I mean, look at the dates. It's lining up exactly like it is with this year, and yeah, July 20th, July 23rd, private event convention with train show, and that has been guessed by the unofficial blog as well. So I'm not saying that we got there first, but I think we're both being a little bit cagey on that one. So there we go. Understandable. Right. Andrew Dickinson is absolutely wanting to get this this topic up and running. This is about hotel tax and about the what the actual status is. Let's see if we can find his original statement. Because he brings this up every week, and I've been doing my best to try and find out some more information about it. But at the moment, I just cannot find anything about where hotel taxes. Then again, the hotel industry in San Diego is incredibly secretive. So who knows? Then again, there's also, unless it's about, because there's 2 tax issues which we could be referring to. Number one is the hotel tax, which talks about the basically the way that they're reimbursing the city for their ability to block out the bookings for San Diego Comic Con. So there's that, and how the city has kind of given them a little bit of a leeway, but that's being debated, and again, it's all happening behind closed doors. But I think what the other tax issue is regarding the non-profit status of San Diego Comic Con. Now, it's Andrew Dickens confirming San Diego Comic if they're going to get fined. The idea was that they had to submit a tax return, and if they didn't submit the paperwork, basically they lost their non-profit status. The timetable was last weekend for returning the tax return. I did a little bit of research on this as well, not too much because I've been busy at the back end of the week, but by all accounts, there's been no rumbles. There's been no movement. And if it was going to happen, it was going to happen pretty much instantly, because we're talking, like I say, 60 days out from San Diego Comic Con 2022. It would be applicable to this year's show. So, as far as if I'm going to work on the assumption of no news being good news for CCI, that they've got their paperwork in, they've got what they needed to apply, but we'll find out. And if we find out, we'll find out in a huge way, because it will be a mammoth shit show, and it would be really, really quite a devastating thing for San Diego Comic Con to lose that charitable status. Michael P., what if San Diego Comic Con is going profit? True, it could turn itself into a private enterprise, but I think it would then also lose a lot of its standing and what it wants to achieve as a show. It prides itself on being a very egalitarian show, and then having to really look at a spreadsheet and get that nailed down. Why am I slightly out of focus? There we go. It's a strange situation, and I don't think it's what San Diego Comic Con would want to happen. I think they'll want to try and keep that charitable status because it's what CCI stands for. But at the end of the day, if they go corporate, they're going to have to. They have to get the paperwork in. So I've got one or two people I can email, and I can see I can see if I can find out some information for next week. See what happens. But then again, my emails have gone incredibly quiet. I don't know if I've lost standing in the San Diego Comic Con community. Please let me know if I have. But David Glanz has not replied. My contact from San Diego MTS has not replied. Michael P., check with the Secretary of State of California. I think I've got his number in my phone. I'll give him a bell on Monday. Yeah, we'll see what he says. But there we go. You'd think they have it to hand. They'd think they'd have it to hand, but who knows? It really is a case of keeping an eye on things, and I'll try and get some more information for next week. Like I said, the deadline was the weekend just gone, last weekend. So there we go. Right. I managed to squeeze all that in an hour. That's not too shabby, considering how much information and how much news came out. We are going to be getting some more special guests announced tomorrow, of course, on Monday, Wave 4. No doubt we'll get ourselves some, I think, like I say, Patrick Ballesteros is that close to announcing his stuff for next, for July. So that might be happening next week. What else we got? I'm just keeping my eyes open on something else. No, I think that's pretty much me. I think that is pretty much me. Anything else? I know what we could quickly have a look at. Let's have a look at the polls that I put up. Let's see how those have rolled over the last hour. They've been on for an hour now. Let's see how they did. So we're talking 4, 5, and 6, and let's see how the votes have gone for these polls. So, interesting. Okay, not that many votes just yet. Let's start. This is the first kind of like salvo of votes, but still okay. Let's see what the initial thoughts are. So, big names returning to preview much anticipated properties. There's one that's been mentioned, could be very exciting. Could we see John Wick 4 and Keanu in Hall H this year? 80% over 5 votes. So 4 out of 5 saying yeah, and you got 1 saying nah. Okay. I didn't weigh in too much at the beginning when I just put the question out there. But I mean, I'm going to say this. Don't forget, Keanu Reeves also has himself a comic that he wants to promote. A comic which, if he got himself a nice little movie deal out of, could do very nicely for him as the creator of said property. Berserker is a massive success, and I think he'll want to promote that as well as John Wick 4. He has stuff he wants to share. I think that'd be cool. I also think it could be very likely he's there. If not even just for John Wick, he could just go for Berserker. Remember how much money that rolled in. It was a mammoth thing. Andrew Dickinson, hasn't it been picked up by Amazon? I thought it'd been penciled, but I don't think it'd been absolutely nailed down. Still, he'll be wanting to promote the shit out of that. So there you go. I think he'll be there, but that's me. And then we had number 2, speaking of returning faces to the hallowed Comic Con Hall H stage, Winchester's series gives the opportunities for the chaps to make a triumphant return. Jensen Ackles and Jarpad in Hall H. Ooh, now 24 votes. It's supernatural. I kind of expected as much. 45.8, so 46% saying yes, 54% saying no. Interesting. I'd have thought people have been up for that, and I thought there'd have been more excitement about that happening. They also like coming to San Diego Comic Con, especially Jensen Ackles. I'd have thought there'd been more excitement about that. I thought the gap would have been bigger. Okay, that's interesting. But there we go. Votes still to come, and we'll see how many people continue to vote on that. And then we said, down to the brass tacks, find out how excited you are about Convention Return Germany. Which shows are you most excited about this year, even if you're not going? LA Comic Con getting 0. Okay. Dragon Con, 4.2%. New York City Comic Con getting 30%. San Diego Comic Con getting 66.7%. You know what? I think those are encouraging numbers. We've got ourselves 24 votes. We've still got 23 hours on the old votes. What do you think? How excited are you about conventions? Are you more excited about New York City than you are about San Diego? Click yes on that. What do you think? Are you excited about the smaller shows? Are you excited more about Dragon Con? Let us know about that. So there we go. I think it's encouraging that people are talking about it. I'm encouraged by all the news that have come out this week, 60 days out of San Diego Comic Con. I think this year could be really, really good. I was concerned up to now, but I think I'm more encouraged, and I'm really starting to get very, very jazzed. Almost as much as I was as my first year back in 2010. I'm really up for San Diego this year. I'm really up for seeing my friends again. I'm really up for seeing and feeling that San Diego Comic Con energy. Yeah, I'm up for it. Street of P, more for SDCC since I went to New York City last year. Yeah, it was a slightly different New York Comic Con, of course. Last year we were still all the way in it. Yeah, this is the first post-COVID con year. Even though we're not out of it yet, let's be serious. But anyway, as long as we stay safe, and as long as we look after each other, I think we're all good. There we go. Right, Michael P has jumped in and talked about the business when it comes to the tax returns. They have time. Bonta said that if IRS forms aren't sent to the State Registry of Charitable Trusts within 60 days of April 7th or June the 6th, 2 things would happen. I think he's going to carry on typing that. So yeah, keep us informed, Michael. Right, we have a special guest that's kind of lined up for next week, but it's also all down to whether I get back from Lawless in time. I will be letting you know throughout the course of the day on Sunday if we will be having a show next weekend. It will be talking about Lawless. It'll be talking about my experience at the show. So it's going to be a kind of post-show recap, but it's all down to whether I get back in time or whether I'm actually still going to be on the road by the time we come to air. If that's the case, we will be live on Wednesday. We'll do the midweek show and we'll talk about Lawless. We'll talk about any news that had been announced. It would be a little bit more fresher as well with the special guest announcement for San Diego Comic Con. So yeah, I'll let you know, and it will be. I will let you know on Sunday. So keep your eye on our social media. Of course, it is Englishman SDCC on the Twitters, and you'll find us at An Englishman in San Diego on Facebook. Keep an eye on that to let us know, to let you know whether we're going to have a show next Sunday. Fingers crossed, yes, because I'd love to talk about Lawless. I'd also like to record my panels and also kind of share maybe some of that as well. So who knows? What else have we got? One or two people are just sort of talking about stuff. Veronica Nunes, she's at her Apple TV thing. Chat you all next week, so she's going to have a good time at that. Andrew English, he's going to see us in 2 weeks, as he's not going to be back in time from his convention next weekend. We've got ourselves Michael P. The franchise tax board may revoke the organization's tax exempt status, at which point the organization will be treated as a taxable corporation and may be subject to the maximum tax penalty. They do not want that. Not at all. Late fees will be imposed for each month or partial months for each reports were delinquent. Why on earth would an organization like San Diego Comic Con not be able to get their paperwork in time? I don't understand that at all. Okay. That's us. Thank you very much indeed for watching today. It's been a lot of news, a lot of info, a lot of chat and discussion, and it's been great that you've been on the chat, because this is your show. This is about your contributions, your discussion about what we've got on the cards and coming up in the next couple of months. Hopefully your preparations for San Diego Comic Con are going well, if not better than mine are, and hopefully we'll see you in July. But there's lots of stuff happening between now and then. Next weekend, MCM Comic Con London, which, by the way, have not announced any more guests. I think they've got one more voice guest that got announced this week, which wasn't a great one. I think it's Dylan North. I think that's his name. He's a great guest, but it's not a massive draw. I'm going to see what MCM Comic Con's like. Mark Serby's going to be attending MCM next weekend. We'll see how that show goes. Lawless, of course, I'm going to be attending. MCon, we'll see if we can get something from Caroline as well, her thoughts on that show, although she may be absolutely exhausted by Sunday evening. And of course, as much San Diego Comic Con news as we can fit in, that's next week. And a guest, if we're able to get on the air next week, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT. From myself to you, thank you very much indeed for watching for today's show. Enjoy the rest of your week, and hopefully I'll see you next Sunday. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.